Beware the imagination. Geronda, you have said that during prayer we should avoid bringing into our mind images from the life of Christ. Why is that? So that we won't be deceived by the devil through mental images. Imagination is good. It is a great power when it's used properly. For example, some people can look at a landscape and after a year remember it in great detail and be able to paint it. This is a gift given by God to man, but the devil can take advantage of it. People who are deceived will take what they see or read and distort it into something other than the truth. To be helped, such people need a great deal of attention because the devil is constantly seeking to deceive them. This is why someone who is naturally imaginative must scrutinize himself when told that he is not thinking correctly and should question himself. Once I met a simple woman who constantly prayed to Christ, beseeching him to appear to her in this life, since she was certain she would never see him in the afterlife. Indeed, Christ did appear to her as an infant with blood on his head, in the chalice during Holy Communion. He immediately disappeared and she was able to receive communion. But after this experience, the enemy started to work on her by giving her the illusion that she was somebody. From that point on, the devil worked on her imagination and presented her with constant motion pictures. Once, when I had gone out into the world, I found her in a house and heard the imaginings she was relating to the man and woman who had gathered to hear her. I had a very difficult time helping her come to her senses. The only thing that finally worked was for me to give her a good scolding in front of everybody and reveal her deceptions so that she could acquire humility. Was it a matter of her imagination and self-deception? Geronda, didn't she tell her spiritual father, "You know what happens. Satan deceives them with what they see. They don't question what they see and they don't realize that they should tell their spiritual father. The devil is a very crafty deceiver. It's awful. If one doesn't get a grip on his imagination, temptation can spring out of nowhere and deceive him." When I read Vespers at the monastery of Stomian during the winter, I would light the wood stove. The woman who sometimes came up to the monastery had observed that the icon of the Panagia on the iconostasian would make a crackling sound during the time of Vespers. I had not noticed this, but they would say among themselves, "When the monk is reading Vespers, the icon of Panagia makes a crackling sound." When I heard them, I said to myself, "Let me see the icon that makes a crackling sound." It's not that I don't believe in divine acts. I believe that Panagia appears and speaks and is seen by those who have the necessary spiritual maturity. However, one must be very meticulous and careful when it comes to such matters. I stood on a chair and took a closer look. What was happening? The icon was very old and had several embedded ribbings attached behind it to prevent the large board on which the icon had been painted from warping. When heat rose from the stove, the wooden ribs expanded and made a cracking sound. I knocked in a small nail and the sound stopped. Then I asked the woman, "Do you hear anything now?" "No," they said. "Well then, don't pay any attention to such things. We must be careful because if we don't restrain our imagination, our whole life can be wasted." Geronda, how can someone understand whether an event is caused by God or by the devil? It's obvious. If it isn't from God, the devil brings us proud thoughts. Also, the devil's work tends to be rather coarse in nature and blasphemous. Once a man came to the Calevi who was deceived and possessed. I had a talk with him and helped him. Do you know what he told me? This is the first time I have heard such things. I haven't even read them in the Gospels. It was as if he were saying, "You said these things even better than Christ. Do you see how the devil goes about so as to bring you a proud thought? In any case, if man doesn't understand that he can do nothing by his own power alone, and that whatever he does is only through the power of Christ, then even if he were to expel 1,000 demons from a possessed person, without that understanding, it would be as if he had done nothing.